Imagine speaking a simple idea out loud, and 20 minutes later, a physical bottle of water arrives at your office door. You didn't open an app, you didn't click a checkout button, and you didn't tip the delivery driver. An AI did all of it, completely on its own. We are used to chatbots, tools that wait for a prompt, give you an answer, and then stop working. But we are now dealing with AI agents. Give an agent a goal, hand it a credit card and a web browser, and it will work indefinitely, navigating errors and obstacles until that specific goal is achieved. The economic impact of this transition is massive. Think of it as discovering a new continent of 1 billion remote workers. They all possess PhD-level intelligence, they speak every language on Earth, and they will happily work around the clock for 25 cents an hour. We have navigated this kind of displacement before. When the first steam-powered tractors arrived on farms, 2 people could suddenly plow a field that used to require 100 physical laborers. The Industrial Revolution completely commoditized human muscle. Now, handing these tools to autonomous systems is commoditizing human routine intellect, creating a permanent rift in the workforce. Our modern education system still hands people a 20th century blueprint. Learn a highly specialized skill, secure a compartmentalized job, and ride that single track for a 40-year career. That blueprint is now obsolete. Look at jobs defined by a simple loop, taking text in, processing that information, and outputting a digital artifact. Quality assurance testing, basic coding, data entry, even analyzing routine medical scans. These repetitive loops are the perfect prey for autonomous agents. We are already seeing the impact. The financial tech company Klarna recently deployed an AI agent handling over 2 million chats a month. Overnight, they replaced the equivalent of 700 full-time employees. While traditional corporate jobs vanish, a new kind of micro-empowered entrepreneur is emerging. A 5-person startup can now launch global software or hardware products by deploying thousands of digital workers to handle coding, marketing, and sales simultaneously. Competitive advantage no longer requires a massive employee headcount or $50 million in the bank. It comes down entirely to a small team's ability to direct and coordinate infinite digital labor. To understand where this leads, we have to recognize the difference between a highly complicated system and a truly complex one. A traditional computer is complicated. It is perfectly predictable and deterministic. AI agents are complex. They are adaptive and they evolve. As these models begin traversing the open internet and communicating with each other, they will develop capabilities and workflows that even their original programmers never anticipated. This chart shows 2 intersecting trend lines to illustrate a biological crisis called hypernovelty. The slow, gradual curve represents human biological adaptation. The vertical spike represents technological velocity. The rate of technological change is drastically outpacing our capacity to adapt to it. Entire job categories will vanish, morph, and reinvent themselves every 2 to 3 years. We are moving into a high-velocity economy where the long arc career is replaced by a cycle of constant mutation. Surviving this era requires abandoning the safety of a stable career path. Workers must adopt a posture of relentless, lifelong adaptation to a landscape that never stops shifting. There is an alluring promise at the end of this technological race, an era of total abundance. A world where all mundane tasks, financial modeling, and physical needs are handled flawlessly by superintelligence. But this introduces an existential risk known as the house cat paradox. If a superintelligence provides all our wealth and handles every basic need, humanity risks becoming like pampered pets. We lose the friction, the struggle, and the purpose required for a meaningful life. AI carries a dual superpower. It can either amplify your output and turn you into a hyper-creator, or perfectly target your dopamine receptors, reducing you to a passive consumer. Standard skills are now automated, but machines still lack agency, the ability to set a new direction for which there is no training data. The final defensible moats for human value are emotion and the will to act. The high-agency generalist thrives because they provide the one thing the agent can't generate, a reason for the work to exist. They coordinate digital armies across diverse fields to solve problems that are uniquely human, moving from one venture to the next as the market shifts. The goal of the next decade is not to compete with the machine's intellect, The goal is to ruthlessly harness it. We have to ensure that humanity remains the orchestrator of meaningful problems, rather than the sedated tets of our own invention.